Okay, so I'm back. You know, I am your homeschool harasser. I am your mama. Well, I don't know. They moved my stuff and now it's like everything looks a little weird. I'm like, I don't know what happened. So anyway, I'm back. We are talking about socialization and extracurriculars, that fun stuff. So anyway, I have a theory with mamas. One thing they worry about with socialization is making friends, and they add that in there. I'm going to tell you right now, my theory is it's more important for the mama to make friends. I know that sounds mean, it sounds cruel, but girl, when you have a support team, you can last with the homeschooling. But if you are alone, it is very, very hard to walk in the battle. So when you think about socialization, you need it too. So I don't have a segment on that. I may add that tomorrow morning during coffee. We'll talk about building your tribe, not just your kids' tribe. So anyway, what is socialization? What is it? Um, Socialization is spending time with your mother. That's why I'm at my mom's house this week, because I came to spend time with my mother. But what is socialization? Socialization is the activity of mixing with others. When we think about socialization, okay, people will throw this term at you and they'll go, "What about socialization?" Guys, most people don't even know what it is. It's the ability to mix with others and play well. You do not learn this in school. Okay, I'm just going to free you up here. Your child is not learning real socialization in school. That is something you teach them. It starts at birth. They're learning to be inside a family. Then they need to learn to be inside of an extended family. That's how it starts: babyhood, toddlerhood, preschool. Then we're learning to get along with others and getting along with authority. You can totally do this without a school system. You just can't stay at home. So, well, you can, but why would you? Socialization as a problem with homeschooling was something that was 20 years ago. Now, it's not. If you meet a homeschooler who you think is awkward or weird, they probably would have stayed awkward or weird even if they had been in this public school system. That's just how it is. And really, being normal is so overrated. I'm not normal at all. I'm talking to a camera, okay, as if you were sitting here. I'm talking to a camera. So anyway, it's mixing with others. It's spending time. It is making sure you're not at home. Having an extracurricular class helps because they're learning to deal with an adult that's not their family. Going to the store, you teach them how to buy groceries. You go to the post office, you teach them you're teaching them how to follow. You can totally do it. Not hard, not rocket science. So that's not an issue. And really, I'll be completely honest. If you are in my area, because I know I have a lot of local mamas this week, we have so much going on in Mobile County and the surrounding counties that will come to Mobile because we're one of the larger cities in Alabama. Socialization is not an issue. We have tons of homeschool stuff going on, extracurriculars. I will name some. If you are not in my area, you probably have something similar if you're close to a larger city. If you are in a small city, you might have a little bit of a harder time. But I'm going to tell you one thing I've done. Like when I started out, I couldn't find anybody. I started a play group. This was 17 years ago. I had barely homeschooled. I had not even done hardly anything. I'm like, my oldest was 2, and then my baby was a newborn. I'm like, well, I didn't do it that year, but it's like the next year when they were 3 and 1. Okay, that's what we're talking about. I started a play group. It was called Mobile Homeschool Play Group. Very inventive, right? I had over 50 families that first year. Okay, so if you think you need something in your area and you can't find anything, do it. You're probably mama's going to think you're a hero. So don't ever be afraid to do that. So we're going to talk about extracurricular activities and where to find them. They're not hard to find, especially if you're in a larger city. So in our area, this is just the museums all have homeschool classes. One of our major private, not a public university, but a private university has a homeschool co-op. You can find co-ops. Co-ops are really just a group of homeschool parents who meet up one day a week to teach each other's kids. Sometimes they can be very, very formally, almost like a school setup, and sometimes it's very relaxed and it's just more like clubs. You can find a full gamut. We have a private university that teaches a co-op, and they go and they have like 4 or 5 classes that day, and it's taught by university professors. It is pricier. We have several other co-ops in our area where groups have gotten together and done. So that's totally a thing. Museums will have classes. Many dance studios will have homeschool classes. The gymnasiums have homeschool classes. There are always park days in our area. That's the easiest. Look on Facebook, Google your town, and then add in homeschool. You will probably find many, many groups. I know this is my second boot camp I've done this summer. This one is more local. We have a lot of Mobile, Alabama, and Baldwin County mamas. We have some from Mississippi that are closer. Mississippi has a lot of groups. Florida, there's lots of groups that you can find locally, and I'm sure the other states have them too. I'm just branching out in my area. So museums, check your museums, ask if they have a homeschool program. Many do, because it is a market. Homeschooling is mainstream, and it's not as scary. That's why it's not as scary now. It's mainstream. Now, if you're local, I will toot a horn of one group that is definitely for homeschoolers, Erin's Gulf Coast Adventures. In fact, I may pull up her website. Let me pull that up. Erin is one of our most active homeschool mamas. Erin, let me spell it. She is awesome. So if you are local to Mobile and Baldwin County, this is a good one. Let me share that one with you. Not that one. Let me share that one. So you see her. That is definitely a great place. She has a monthly fee, but she has field trips, classes, all sorts of stuff, and then she does all these educational extras. So I will toot her horn. I'm in her group, and she doesn't know that I was mentioning that. Probably should have brought her in here. She is like the extracurricular guru. She teaches several classes, several workshops in my professional home educator. And if you are not in our area and you want to know more about what she does, she will totally tell you about it. Let me show you this website. So she's got this. She's got a member area, so there's stuff you can look at. There's extras. They have learning extras. I'm like, she does at least 3 a year, if not more. I mean, three a month, if not more. So, if you're local, check her stuff out. I'll post her link. So let's see what else there are homeschool saga release. Now, this is the thing. This is the thing. Right now, we're dealing with COVID. A lot of the co-ops are closed for the fall. It will be harder to find things. Now, Erin's stuff, she's got a lot of virtual stuff going on, and she's got some local stuff as the places stay open. So, we're just in a different time frame. So if you're not seeing a lot, that doesn't mean that it's not there. It just means things are kind of tough right now. Get in your groups, your Facebook groups. Get in. Look, I found a comment. There's a comment. Let me go. There. You already signed up with Erin. She is awesome. She has worked. I mean, she worked for years for free, and then the community is just so big now that we finally convinced her to go to a paid service, because she was just wearing herself out. She's awesome like that. She still does tons of stuff for free in the community, just not as much. But there's tons of stuff going on in Mobile and Baldwin County and all over Alabama. There's lots of groups, and then Mississippi I know is very active. Pensacola I think is too. I'm trying to think what else. I lost my train of thought. Extracurricular. Okay. So anyway, COVID, give everybody some grace. Usually we're not dealing with this. I mean, socialization is usually not an issue. Um, it's just, field trips are hard to plan when places are shut down. Park days are hard to plan if the city's parks are not allowing people to come. We're trying. I have in all my years, 17 years, very few times have I seen the lack of activity that I'm seeing right now, and it's not because we usually have stuff. We're just waiting to see how the fall is going to pan out, and so give everybody grace. We don't always have the information on what's going on. We want to. I know several co-ops that have delayed until spring just to give a couple of more months, and I'm really hoping that by spring things will be better. We hope. We hope. But there's lots of extracurricular. There's lots of stuff you can do virtually. OutSchool has classes that you're actually seeing and interacting with kids. It does cost, but it's really awesome. They actually even did some camps. So outschool.com is a great place to go. I have several friends who are teachers on there. They do classes, and you can learn all sorts of stuff, and then you're actually interacting with some kids. Erin does virtual stuff. We've done several field trips and stuff, all virtually, and it's a lot of fun. And she's going to continue the virtual, even though she's starting to do some in-person stuff too right now, just not as much as she usually does. She's usually very busy. Try your skating rinks. Ours has a homeschool PE. We're dealing with it. Just give everybody mercy. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. What else? I'm trying to think of some outside of the box things. I've seen some summer camps from all over the place. They're doing them virtually. That's kind of cool. If you have high schoolers, there are college classes online that you can do, and they'll be able to interact and see people, and that's fun. So at least we're doing something. You can still go to parks and do family field trips and do some, explore some bugs and explore some nature. That's good extracurricular. I'm trying to think what else we do. Give me some questions. I can come up with some stuff. I'm trying to think what else. I tend to be very, what's the word for it? Oh, another thing, extracurricular classes, music lessons. We are having music lessons this fall. My teacher told me that this week that we will continue. There will be some things put in place, but since it's just our family and her, and then her other families, there'll be some, but I think she's going to clean everything. I'm pretty sure, knowing her, she's cleaning everything between students. We're just learning. People are learning. There's Azalea City for the Arts. If you're in Mobile, they have lots of music classes. My homeschool, Joanna has something that I don't know if they're in person yet or not. Generate Tech is local. That is like a STEM classes. That's going to be pretty cool. So there's stuff to do. It's just, everybody's moving kind of slow. What else? I think that's about it for extracurricular and socialization. So if you just got here, socialization is totally not a thing with homeschooling community unless you live in a really, really small community. But socialization is not really a thing that happens in school. It's something that happens at home. It starts at birth and it just grows out. So totally thing. Go back and watch the video. I have my opinions. But anyway, that is the last one this is the last session for today. Tomorrow what do we have tomorrow? Let me pull that up. Let's see. I am pulling that up because I always forget. Tomorrow we've got, the things that go up. See, I just remember this is like managing your home. These are the little things that I actually see cause issues with homeschooling. It is not usually the curriculum. It is not usually the actual homeschooling. It's the things that you suddenly don't have time to do, like menu planning and cooking. It's not that you don't have time to do it. It's just you have to manage your time effectively And so we'll talk about that tomorrow morning. And then there's another one, but I can't remember. My mind just went blank on what it is. I don't always have the best memory in life. Oh, where to find help and when to find it. When you need help, how to know and where to find it. We'll talk about that. And then with a coffee, we'll talk about finding friends and building a tribe, because I do think that's important. But anyway, I had a great time with y'all today. I know y'all think I'm crazy because I'm talking to walls. I do this all the time. My kids are used to it. They come in here and like, what, who's she talking to? Are you? Because sometimes I'm live and I'm talking to actual people and they're on the camera and they're like, so they don't know. They just see me talking to the computer. But I have Homeschool Q&A. You can still register. I will bump that up so you can find it. That is where I can actually see you and we can talk about your actual whatever that you need to look at, and I can help you find it. This is my jam. I love homeschool mamas. I love mamas. I love all mamas. I love helping. It floats my boat. Whatever cliche thing whatever phrase you can come up with, that's my thing. And I love it. But we will see you. I'll bump that up. You can pick a time. I can meet. I think I have one slot on Thursday. I have some days on Thursday too. And we can go back to them. And we can talk about and see, how we can fix things. I can help. Whatever you're needing. I mean, we can go through there and we can find it. But I had a good day, and I will see you I don't even know what time the first one starts. I don't even know where to pull that up. I will see you later this afternoon. Bye.